Hi, my name is David Newlin, and I run a senior executive search firm in the wine industry called Newlin Associates. And the leadership nugget I'd like to share with you today is a recruiting technique that you and your team can implement tomorrow and have immediate and positive impact on the results of your recruiting efforts. I call this back channel reference checking, and here's how it works. So in the typical recruiting process, you know how you've got a candidate you're about to extend an offer to, and they give you that list of professional references so that you or someone on your team can phone those people up and get feedback that will sort of validate that they're the right candidate, right? The problem is that if that new hire turns out to be a bad hire, then all of that positive feedback turned out to be completely useless and was really nothing more than just an empty ego stroke that you guys did a great job of finding the right person. Here's what you want to do instead. At the very beginning of your recruiting process, when you first identify a candidate who looks interesting, what you want to do is look at their resume or their LinkedIn page and look at the companies and the time frames where they worked before. And then think about who in your network do you know who also worked at that company at about that time. If you can't think of someone, ask some of your colleagues. They're likely to know somebody themselves or may have worked there as well. If that doesn't work, go back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great for doing searches. You can find some other people who are at senior levels who probably worked at that same company. And what you want to do is you want to pick up the phone and call that person. You want to say something like this: "Hey John, I noticed that you worked at this company at a particular point in time, and we're considering approaching a candidate for a role in our company. But before we approach them, we really want to be sure they're an A player and not a C player. And so I want to find out, would you be willing to share with me your candid, honest, confidential, positive or negative feedback about this candidate?" Now, it's really critical that you emphasize the confidential nature of this call because you really want to be sure you get the real scoop, positive or negative. I guarantee you, if you implement this little step on the front end of your recruiting process, the feedback that you're going to get, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, will dramatically change the pool of talent that you take into your more serious, deep dive interviewing process. So that, in a nutshell, is the back channel reference checking process, and I encourage you to give it a try.